CeCe is a flat earther famous for his rants. Moon landing, space missions, eclipses. Everything is fair game to him. And this week on Flat Earth Friday, he's going after the spacesuit. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Flat Earth Friday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. We are once again back with CeCe, Chris from New York, Westchester County. For those of you that have not met him before, he is the flat earther who once got told off by his own wife for making flat earth videos.
This is not to scale, of course. When I grew up, the solar system was stationary.
All right, honey, come on.
The sun was standing.
Why don't you stop this?
Well, he is back in the safety of his own van, telling us how spacesuits work. Take it away, Chris.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CeCe here, Chris, from New York, Westchester County. It's 3/28/24, rolling up to the end of March, getting to April. Anyway, okay. Today's going to be a little educational video. Yeah, I'd like to give you some every once in a while. Today is going to be an educational video about the spacesuit.
An educational video about the spacesuit, says Chris. Interesting. Let's hope it's a better effort than your educational video about the Voyager spacecraft needing petrol.
Okay, well, let's get right into it, shall we? Okay. All right. A spacesuit's also known as an EVA. Okay, that's what NASA likes to coin a spacesuit. Okay.
Well, if you want to be technical, it's called an EMU, Extravehicular Mobility Unit. EVA stands for Extravehicular Activity, which is what you do with your spacesuit on.
Spacesuit, in effect, is basically a spaceship. Okay, that's in the shape of a human body. Basically, that's what it is. You're in a spaceship when you're in that spacesuit. Okay.
I can't really argue with him there. It sort of is, except it has no engines. Well, the MMU pack does a bit. That's like the extra cool add-on bit with propulsion.
All right, so the primary pressure garment, all right, is broken up into two different sections, the upper torso and the lower torso. Okay, all right. This is where all the mechanisms are that function on this spacesuit. It's also got, which I find absolutely amazing, throughout the entire spacesuit, you're talking about 300 feet of tubing. Okay, we don't know the size of the tubing. Of course, is it like the fiber optic size, or is it, when in a fish tank, you get those little tubes for the air pump and everything like that? Is it like that? But it's 300 feet, okay, which is wrapped around this entire spacesuit on the inside. Okay.
Yes, this is within the undergarment, and cold water is pumped through those tubes to keep the astronaut cool. The tubing is typically a few millimeters in diameter. Here is a photo so you can see for yourself.
It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, I am absolutely amazed with this pressure garment, which NASA has developed for everybody. Well, no, only for the few selected that can go into space. Remember, you have to work for the military in order to go into space.
138 civilians have so far been selected by NASA to be an astronaut. They aren't all pilots. They're scientists too.
Anybody else might run into a small, unfortunate accident. Ooh, that's right. Challenger? What was that? Did you say? I don't know. Somebody in the background over there in the classroom just yelled out Challenger. I don't know what exactly.
Really low blow, Chris, and a ridiculous thing to say as well. Yes, there was one civilian on board, but what about all the other civilians that have been to space? Neil Armstrong himself was technically a civilian at the time of his selection.
Anyway, so it's got three. And now remember, these spacewalks that they go on can primarily last for multiple hours, while they're out there screwing on bolts. And also, once again, we have to, clap our hands to the engineers, because I would have never thought of it. Why put everything inside of the spacecraft, or the shuttle or anything like that? Put everything on the outside. That's the best way to do it, because you don't. I'll tell you, you don't want to bang into one of these things. Maybe cut yourself or something like that. The precious instruments that you need to get to should be on the outside of the spacecraft. Okay.
Chris's sarcasm is not lost on me, don't worry. To think that you would not have anything to fix or upgrade on the outside of the International Space Station is quite simply ridiculous.
Anyway, I don't want. I'm getting off the subject here. There's a lot of information to digest. Now, remember, in the life support system of the spacesuit, okay, there are also vents that are in this spaceship, shall we say, a humanoid spaceship. That's a nice way to do it. That actually extract all the air away from the skin, so there's no sweating or anything like that.
Yes, these are part of the cooling system.
And it's also got little vents on the outside of the spacesuit, okay, to eliminate, the carbon monoxide that's inside of the spacesuit.
Yes, carbon dioxide is exhaled by the astronauts and removed via lithium hydroxide canisters. The fans circulate the oxygen and remove the CO2.
So there are these little vents that are out there, which you can't really see at all in any of the spacesuits, as far as I'm concerned, unless if it's hidden in the magical backpack, that extract all the carbon monoxide inside of the spacesuit. Shouldn't that freeze, though? There should be some frost or anything like that.
He keeps saying carbon monoxide. The CO2 does not leak into space, Chris. There's no external vents for that.
It's magical. Remember this spacesuit that NASA has developed is supposed to withstand 250 degrees minus and 250 degrees Fahrenheit plus. That's amazing, So that thing can get up to 200. That thing is amazing. Anyway, okay, all right. So the gloves themselves, there's no tubing in the gloves or the shoes, okay, but these also have a little vent on them too inside. So when you turn it, it latches this vent, so the life support system goes into the hands and also into the feet too.
Yes, this is correct. The atmosphere of the suit does extend to the hands and feet.
Now, this is amazing. Let's see what. This makes a lot of sense. Also, I mean, this is 16 layers. Close. When I was on the ski team, we used to wear like 3 layers, maybe 4 sometimes, because we were in minus 35 degrees sometimes, and I couldn't even move. But this is 16 layers. They must be so thin. It's like getting the deli guy to slice it paper thin so you can see right through it. That's how thin it is.
Yes, a lot of the layers are very, very thin. And no one said it was easy to get in and out of the spacesuit and move around. It's not. It can take up to 30 minutes to get fully suited up.
But remember, these spacesuits are also there to protect you from debris, that are flying in miniature, meteors or anything like that might be flying around there. The 16 layers is for this. And the white outer coating also is there to reflect the sunlight and also to protect you from the sun's radiation. And the only way to protect you from radiation really is gold, thick layer of it, and water. But the spacesuit takes care of all of this.
Gold and water are not the only materials that can block solar radiation, Chris. Chris carries on giving us little facts like this, and then he finally breaks character and cracks.
Now, this is the actual spacesuit itself. Has any of these actually made it, seen the light of day? None. What are we given? We're given a spacesuit that's in a jumpsuit, that looks like a jumpsuit, with little zippers for the shoes and the hands. That's what we get. Okay, and that's what you see these supposed astronauts wearing. It's such garbage, and it's there to make you believe that we live on this spinning wet ball and we can get up there, and one day we're all going to live up there, and we're going to have a Wendy's there, maybe play some baseball.
See what I mean? He's not happy about it at all, is he?
Aren't these astronauts worried about their air, though? I mean, you know, a little container of air. I mean, anybody who's who's ever snorkeled in their entire life, that little pack of air you got back there, container of air, only holds like maybe 2 or 3 hours. Not even, if you're lucky, an hour.
A scuba diving system and a spacesuit breathing system are two very different things, Chris. And they work in very different ways. They're not the exact same thing, CeCe.
I gotta look up the exact specs to that, but and that thing is huge. It's like half the size of your back, bigger than that. Anyway, upper torso, shall we say? It's about the same size as your upper torso. That's great. That's great. That's what you're given.
He literally does not believe a single word that NASA says, does he? Totally defiant. Well, there we go. Another episode of I Can't Believe It, So Therefore It Can't Be True with CeCe, Chris from New York, Westchester County. We are all done and debunked for another one. What do you think of CeCe's display there? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching today. It is truly appreciated. Now, there are a lot of people who watch this channel who are unsubscribed, around 60 to 65%. So, if you're watching and you're not subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button. And of course, if you really enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up button too. That'd be hugely appreciated. I've been Simon Dan. Have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow for another Saturday session where we'll be figuring out the size of the sun with a shoebox. Awesome. See you then.